welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Just gotten back from a little weekend away and I thought it would be perfect timing to film my first impressions, initial review of the Mulberry Mini Alexa. Where do I start? I'm going to give you an overview of how I've found wearing it. This particular style, which is a metallic version, what I've got inside it now, and it's pretty well loaded up, whether I'm loving it or not, how I find this closure mechanism, the three-way closure mechanism, whether or not it is user-friendly, pros, cons, whether I think it's worth it, and whether, like a lot of you who saw me unbox this, I'd add another one. Let me tell you a little origin story about this bag. Nick Snell, who has a fabulous YouTube channel, and I will link him below, was on a stag do in Scotland of all places. He went past Mulberry, he saw this bag, he sent me a pretty dodgy photo to be honest, and he said, look, I'm sorry, the photo's terrible, however, I saw this bag and I thought of you. Then he followed up and sent me pictures from the website, and I was like, okay, you're onto something here, Nick. And I started to look at it and I sent it to a few bag loving friends. I'm like, I'm thinking about this bag, what do you think? And they're like, oh, you'll buy it, you'll love it for a little while and then you'll probably sell it. And I said, I'm thinking about it as a holiday bag. They're like, yeah, it could work, you know, but you know, I'm not really sure it's for you. I did a video about bags that I'm lusting after at the moment and this was featured on it. And so many of you said that you'd either bought it or you had mini Alexas and that you loved them. And literally I posted that video on a Sunday morning and I bought it by maybe like 3 o'clock that night. The Australian stores are in Melbourne and Sydney and they ship direct to you and you have a 30-day return period. So I thought, what is there to lose? $2,100. May as well get a close-up look at it, see if I like it, video it for you guys and then send it back. Well, that didn't happen, did it? Let me show you this bag up close. It is the two-tone lavender purple haze. So the two-tone part is the metallic finish you can see here, and then around the edges of the bag just underneath you can see that there's a lighter tone, and it's kind of hard to see in this light, but you can see that there. And so on all the edges there's this kind of lighter tone which gives it like a much more dimension, I would say. It has this like kind of ruthenium silver hardware, so it's not like a bright silver. It is kind of toned down a little bit, which I actually really like about it as well. It's pretty consistent with other Mulberry Mini Alexas. This one is made in goat's leather, so chev as the French say, so you can see that beautiful grain there. There are some in a more pebbled leather, that's kind of consistent with, say, Fendi's Cuccia Romano leather or Hermes Togo leather in terms of the very visible grain. I'll put a picture up here so you get the gist. I really liked this one because it was made in the goat leather. I like the braided handle. Initially I thought, oh, that could be a little bit kitsch, but it's actually really pretty and it's really nice, like, and solid to carry as well. And obviously it's got this detachable strap which goes crossbody, shoulder, and obviously you can take it right off. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different settings and I've got it smack bang in the middle there and that fits me perfectly crossbody. So the thing that I was a bit concerned about, I thought it would be great for travel, but wasn't so sure about, you know, practicality, is this three-way closure mechanism. So each of these are just for fun. You can't actually adjust them, I don't think. Actually, I take it back. You could adjust it, maybe. If you stretch out the leather tab to get this metal bit through, you might be able to adjust it. I don't know why you would change it, maybe to add more things in, but then you wouldn't be able to close the turn lock. So as far as I'm aware, I think they're just decorative. But I use these little tabs to pull that magnetic closure off. So you can pull it off, but then sometimes it reattaches itself. Because the bag's pretty full though, however, they need to be pulled down to lock on, right? And then I can pull it off. So they actually, I think with time will get weaker and, you know, they'll pop off a bit easier. Then you turn the little twist lock here in the front that has the Mulberry postman lock there, and now it's just clicked shut. But as soon as you kind of pull that up, those little magnetic pieces just kind of release, and I think that they will, as I said, get weaker over time. You can see inside the bag there is no front pocket and there's no back pocket. There are no feet either. So that will explain to you why I've got what I've got in the bag. Inside of the bag, I have got a lot of things. I'm going to go through and unpack those for you now so you get a sense of the volume of what's in here. I've got my iPhone 15 Pro, and I've received a text message. Who's that from? Victoria Beckham Beauty. Thank you so much. I've got a DaylesAddiction handbag hook. As I said, there's no feet on the bag, so if I can't wear it on my body, what I tend to do, see these, aren't they cute? If you want one of these, there's a link in my description to buy them from eBay. But basically, you hook the bag by the top handle and you can hang it on a table or what have you. So I pretty much throw one of these in every one of my handbags because I've already bought them, so why not? I've got a pair of sunglasses, and the ones that I was wearing this weekend are these gorgeous Louis Vuitton ones that I picked up last summer when I was in Taormina. Aren't they cute? I love them. I love them so much. These are my purple Fendi ones, some of my favourite sunglasses. So comfortable to wear, go with everything. Now, I also have my Hermes Calvi Duo in this gorgeous mauve pale. Let me pull it back here. This is mauve pale. Yeah, it's totally different. It's more of a pinky mauve. So the Calvi Duo has one side for the cards. It has one side with a little slip pocket underneath, and then it's got this little spot here which I put more cards in and sometimes some cash. But fabulous Gwenny from the channel Styled by Gwenny has just bought one of these in Vert Comics, the same colour as my Birkin, and it's absolutely glorious. This is also in chev leather, so let me see if I can show you the two leathers, the grain side by side. You can see that? That's an uncanny circumstance. So that one. Then I have my Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder. Again, I always rave about this. All your keys very neatly organised, and a little slip pocket down the back there for any access cards that you might have. I put this in everything. It's so slim. I have got my Chanel double facets mirror in the lavender. I have got my Apple AirPods Pro. I have got, now this is the Mecca Cosmetica Living Lab of Beauty Lip Balm. Lip Deluscious SPF 25 Lip Protectant. This was given to me as a gift from one of my team members who left to become her, well, she left not to become, but to pursue her dream career of being a makeup artist, and she does the newsreaders on our local news station, and she said she swears by this, and it's a good reminder to put a little bit on. And it just has a nice blush, and it feels really lovely and nourishing on the lips. So, fabulous. I've also got the Tom Ford Lip Blush Balm in Soleil. This is the one that's got the little gold flecks inside of it. Love that too, for a little bit of colour on the lips. And then I have my Vic Tom X charger, so in lavender, with a lavender cord as well for my phone. I bought this one to go on holidays last year. Amazing, loved it, and take them everywhere with me as long as I remember to charge them. And what have I got here? Yeah, an ATM receipt. Okay, so that is the bag empty. In the back pocket I've just got the little Mulberry care card, and you can see the lining is like a navy cotton twill lining inside. The other great thing about this bag is that you can pull these little side things off to allow it to be bigger instead of cinched in. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if I like the idea of them just kind of, oh yeah, they look alright just hanging there. So if I was to put everything back inside of it with those opened, I put this little cord in the back pocket. Everything's colour coordinating, of course. Charger. double facets mirror. If you're interested, this is an iPhone Plus. Fits in here really easily, whether it's opened or closed, I need to show you. So definitely fits all phones. Lippy, other lippy, handbag hook, keys and Calvi, AirPods, and we'll put the phone in, and the sunnies, and I think, look, I've got a Louis Vuitton mini pochette here, just for reference. Obviously that would fit, actually. It fits across the top. Obviously it's not going to close if I do that, but definitely will fit in the bag if you're somebody that carries that around. And yeah, so it just, it still kind of closes at the top. See these? Pull that down like that and it sits. So I quite like that extra level of security. God, that feels heavy. I quite like that extra level of security. I think it's great, and if all else fails, your turn lock is still closed anyway, so it's going to be pretty hard if you are travelling for someone to sneak inside your bag and steal things without you knowing about them. It's still going to do up really easily as well if you want that added layer of security once it's closed. Let me get that on there. There we go. But you can tell I'm not particularly gentle with this piece. It is meant to be a bag that I can throw on and go and not worry about too much. Yes, $2,000 is a lot of money for a bag, but in relative terms, it's not as much as I typically spend, and I want it to be an everyday bag, so it has to be able to cut the mustard when it comes to usability. The pros: capacity, huge. The colour, huge. The beautiful chev leather, huge. The versatility with the top handle and this detachable strap, meaning that I can crossbody, shoulder, or just take it off and wear it as a cute little handheld moment, perhaps for dinner or something like that. Love it. These, little bit of a con in terms of they make it a little bit more casual for an evening vibe. I feel like they are absolutely signature parts of the design, but they could refine it, I think, a little bit more to make it a more day-to-night bag. But you know, you do you, Mulberry. It's your design. Who am I to tell you what to do? I also am not a huge fan of the hardware. So let me pull this off and show you the hardware on the straps. I just find that a little bit industrial looking for such a pretty bag. I feel like they could do better with their hardware. Yes, it swivels, yes, it's great quality, but the design is just a little industrial for such a cute bag. So I think that that's something, you know, if I'm going to be picky, that's probably a con. The other thing is actually trying to get the hardware onto the hardware latch when the bag is closed is hard. So you've got to open the bag up. You've got to open the bag to be able to get that hardware in there, and it kind of pokes out the side a little bit. But again, like, I have so many bags that are impractical that this is nothing. This is no problem. What else do I want to talk about? The fact it has no feet. Yes, that is an issue. I've got a handbag hook, but I don't think it would look too out of place to have some like nice kind of flat feet on the bottom of this bag, so that when it sits up that it's got some feet to sit on to protect the base of it. I feel like that's an opportunity. Again, I'm nitpicking because it's a review and that's what you do. Open the turn lock, and then I can grab the top of this flap here and I can just pull it up and those magnets come off. Now, some people might cringe at doing that. I think that's realistically the fastest way you're going to do it. Like, I don't know too many people who are going to undo the turn lock and then pull each of these, 1 and 2, and then open it. So I just wanted to show you that in terms of the reality of how most people are going to open it. Even with all that in there, I could still fit more. I wouldn't though, because it's actually really quite heavy, and wearing it crossbody I think tends to kind of, if you're not wearing it over a big coat, which is another pro, I'm going between the pros and cons, because it's so adjustable, I can wear it over big thick coats, and that kind of takes the pressure off your shoulder and the likes when you've got a lot in it. However, if you were just wearing this day to day and with this much weight in it, you'd probably get a bit tired. And the reason it's heavy is because you can put a lot in it. That is the problem with these larger capacity bags, is that we fill them up. Mini bags we can just cut cut and just carry the essentials. So I do think that that is something to watch out for, but it's not the bag's fault, it's my fault. Another pro, the price, $2,100 for a beautiful goatskin bag. Absolutely gorgeous, really well finished. Lovely experience. They could put them in a box, that's all I'll say, Mulberry. Could you put your bags in a box? Beautiful dust bag, lovely packaging, but put them in a box, make it special. Lovely ribbons, you know, lovely carrier bag. I think the other thing that kind of was more about perception than anything is the fact that a few people asked me, was it made in the UK or was it made in China? It was actually made in China. There's a little tag inside of here that tells me, inside of the pocket actually. So if you're ever curious about your Mini Alexa, about where it was made from, inside of the back pocket there's a little tab, and yeah, I pulled it out all the way and it says it was made in China. So, you know, I mean, does that bother me? Not really. At first I was like, oh, I wonder where it's made, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, and then I was like, so what? Look at what's happened with Dior at the moment. Like, they're importing people to make bags in Italy just for the stamp, and well, what difference does it make? It's just marketing. And this, even though it's hidden in a little pocket in the back and it's a brand that's, you know, synonymous with England, I guess it is what it is, isn't it? So has it soured my love for this piece? Oh, did I spoil it? I love it. No, it hasn't. Initially I was a bit like, oh, it's like when you buy Louis Vuitton made in Spain. You're like, oh, I would really like a Louis Vuitton made in France piece, but then you get over it because it's still what it is. So yeah, I love it. I do love it. I highly recommend. I think amazing travel bag. I've been wearing it around Brisbane. I've worn it travelling. It goes with everything. I think the key, if you're not going to buy multiples, is to pick a colour that goes with your broader wardrobe palette. What I love about this one is because it has the metallic, that's the pop, but it's quite muted otherwise. It's not a really poppy colour, so it's not like these pinks and like acid greens and purples that I have here. It's more muted, and so it goes with everything in my wardrobe, but it doesn't steal the show. And I like my bags to be integrated into my looks. Integrated. I don't necessarily wear them as pops of colour very often, so yeah, picking the right one for you is great, and just having this one in this metallic but also in the goat leather, have I mentioned, makes it just a bit more special for me. So would I buy another one? Never say never. I can't imagine why I would need another one, she says, but she's got multiple peekaboos, Fendi First, Petit Mouth, baguettes, the list goes on. But certainly this has been a really lovely surprise, and yeah, like many of you, I can see why you have multiples. And there's my neighbour starting up the lawnmower. Thanks for that, neighbour. But yeah, for me in the moment, currently I'm not looking at buying another one, but I can't say it would surprise me if another one jumped up and stole my heart. So thank you, Nick. Thank you to everybody else who jumped in my comments on the unboxing, or on the wish list first and then on the unboxing, to say how much you love your pieces. You've really opened my eyes to a new brand, a new discovery, which I'm really grateful for. I've really enjoyed wearing it this winter. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, wearing it more throughout the rest of the year, but especially on my trip to Paris, along with this gorgeous Gabriella Hearst hat. Isn't it just divine? And thanks to the viewer who recommended buying the liners, because I was a bit worried about wearing it with makeup on, with, you know, this beautiful white colour. And look at this hat hair. She suggested to me to buy these hat liners from Amazon, and then they protect the inside of your hat so it stays nice and clean. And yeah, there's like a pack of 50. So if you hadn't heard of those before, what a fabulous idea. Anyway, now I'm all dishevelled. Let me fix my hair. Right, there we go. So it's a yes from me. Check them out. Find one that speaks to you, and you'll be very, very happy. And all the things that you think will annoy you, you'll get over them, because if you're like me, you've got plenty of bags that are less than practical, but because they're so beautiful you forgive them. This one's got capacity, practicality and security, versatility and a great price. So yeah, there's my sell. I hope you've enjoyed this video, you've found it helpful. I'll pop some of my outfit of the day shots up with me wearing this bag so you can see the different combos that I've worn it with. But ultimately, yes, it's a love affair. We're in love, we're staying together, it's official. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back for the next one. Typically whenever, so subscribe and hit the bell so you know, because yeah, my schedule's a bit all over the shop at the moment. But I will catch you next time.